Cryptocurrency is a big topic right now, and there's several facets of it that are maybe beneficial, but especially problematic. First of all, and one of the largest that no one's talking about, cryptocurrency, as it gains acceptance, is making money laundering obsolete. Russian oligarchs no longer have to approach Donald Trump and ask him to launder money for them. I was just watching a clip from a high-end auto dealer, and he was saying, yes, we've sold 6 or 7 Bentleys and Rolls Royce, cars that can cost $500,000. Oh yeah, we've sold several of them through cryptocurrency. Of course you have. That is the problem with money. That is the issue with money laundering. If you're using currency issued by a sovereign government, then your transactions can be tracked. If you're using Bitcoin or go get your dog Coin, then it can't be tracked because it's being issued by a private company in a secure, when I say secure, I mean secret account that you're using. So that's and people talk about oh my goodness, think about you can transfer funds wherever you want to, and what a help that's going to be for the unbanked and the underserved populations of the good night. That to me sounds like a marketing ploy. If you're an individual living in extreme poverty, the 5% charge for sending money back home is the least of your problems. The people back home are glad to get whatever they get, and maybe far more important to you if you're working in a country and you're extremely poor, is what to do about your toothache, what to do about your earache. For women, it's how can I keep this job without being repeatedly sexually molested. There's a lot of problems that the extremely poor individuals of the world have, and I don't think that cryptocurrency is going to come near to solve the real problems that they have. They need better wages. They need more secure and respectful working environments. There's all kinds of things that are needed, and cryptocurrency isn't one of them. But it's apparently becoming more something that sovereign nations are becoming concerned about. They're talking about having their own CBDC, central bank digital currencies. The American Fed is looking into that also, and there it becomes even more problematic, because if you have, I mean, right now we have money running through banks, and don't I know it, every one of those banks have their own computer systems, and boy, one of the banks that we have, their computer system is horrible. And one of the banks that my wife and I work through, it's a dream working with their computer system. But each bank has their own, which means coming in and destroying the American economy through hacking is far, far more difficult. The same reason why the stupid argument, the arguments of people that the 2020 election was hacked. My goodness. Well, the way it was hacked was through Russian influence in the campaign. But because each state has their own elections systems, and people who know their sometimes very archaic election technology, then it's very, very, very difficult to hack into an American election in such a way that's going to make a difference in the outcome. No, China cannot send over bamboo ballots. It's anyway, leaving all that alone. That's not what we're talking about, is it? But the same situation applies to currency. It's given that our currency is run through banks, then it's far more difficult for foreign. But if you have a central bank digital currency, and that digital currency becomes the real currency for that country, then you're dealing with one computer system that and there you do have the issue of very smart evil people like Russian intelligence agents that are working very, very hard to hack computer systems, of being able to raise real havoc with a country's economy. That, I mean, China, their yuan, they're working real hard to have a digital yuan, but once a currency is digital, then it's not just a dollar bill. It is a computer program. And you can do anything the Sam Hill you want with a computer program. One person was saying, hey, we could issue stimulus checks, but if they're from an American dollar central bank digital currency, then we could make those survival checks or stimulus checks such that they have to be spent within 4 months. Haha! That would really stimulate the economy, wouldn't it? Well, yeah, and it would really screw up a lot of people's lives also, who, for one reason or another, it is very much against their interest to spend it within 4 months. You could imagine China with their digital currency, but in the end, it could happen anywhere, where people can only spend that digital currency on the things that the government approves that you spend it. That to me is, boy, a privilege granted is a privilege abused, and that, boy, does that never sound Orwellian, and just asking for government overreaching, government abuse. There's, as I say, there's all kinds of things that you can do. If you have an author you don't like, that the government doesn't like, well, you can't buy his books with digital currency. Just keystrokes, and then you're not buying that author's work. So that, and then of course there's privacy. I did some work on my roof. Had some shingles that needed to be repaired, and my dear son was a big help to me. It was an old roof. The grit on the shingles was loose, and I did not feel comfortable getting up on that roof. But my son did, and we worked together. We replaced those shingles, worked hard, and when I was done, I went to my wife, and we decided on an amount of money to give him. Well, you want to do PayPal? And I said, no. Cash is the only thing that's accepted, same as cash, nationwide. Who was that actor that did the American Express, the commercials? I don't know. That's dating myself. The American Express is not accepted, same as cash, nationwide, nor are there traveler's checks. I know whereof I speak. Cash is accepted, same as cash nationwide. So I went to a teller and I gave him money. More money than I thought. My wife said, pay him. So anyway, no, I paid him the amount of money I intended to pay him, but more than I would have otherwise. My point is, no one knows what I did with that money. He worked hard for it. It was a reasonable amount. In case my other children are listening to this video, he worked very hard for it. No one knows what I did with that money except me and my son. Once that money was out of the ATM and was in paper money cash, it afforded me privacy. And again, that is why you saw in movies money launderers with or bad actors with suitcases full of $100 bills. They cannot be tracked. They cannot be conveniently followed insofar as used $100 bills. But if it's in digital currency, yes, you know exactly how it has been spent. There is a chain, a blockchain, a mile wide, showing exactly where that money came from and where that money went to. The blockchain is supposed to be unbreakable, but the government, if they issue theirs, they will have full access to knowing exactly how you spent every bit of that central bank digital currency, CBDC. So those are the ins and outs, but really the most important part, I think, that is not being talked about is that it will make money laundering go away, which will empower bad actors and criminal activity all around the world. And the fact that that's not the fact of how inconvenient and how inefficient it is for both sovereign and private criminal actors to have to launder their money. They can easily lose 50% of the value of their money, and in many cases far greater percentage value of their money, because of having to launder it. You have to take your $20 million, put it into a business, have that business make a profit, and then those profits are laundered. But the amount of profit might only be 30% of the amount you put in. Well, cryptocurrency makes that a thing of the past. Now you get every penny of your ill-gotten gain. And that is a huge consideration for private cryptocurrency, and is not getting very much attention at all.